C++, a language that is basically used for the development of word processing software, spreadsheet software, database applications, and even web application. So today we are going to learn about the C++. This is Ankita from Technomintra. Let's start. So C++ is basically a high-level language that was developed in 1980s by Brown Stotts, and this is a language that basically is the extension of C++, and it's a object-oriented language too. Terminologies of C++. So basically the very first thing that comes to mind is a program. Like when we say we want to write a C++ program, so we are actually telling the computer what to do. So we are writing some instructions or some lines in our softwares and we are telling it what to do. Then there are variables. That means that we are storing those variables somewhere in the computer location. And then this programming language is a case sensitive language. Like if we write down everything in the capital letter and then in the small letter, they both are different. We'll be covering more about the variables. Now next is the data type. So whenever a data type is like we are telling what is the type of that data, whether it is a number, whether it is a alphabet, or whether it is a decimal value or something. So when we need to store the data, for example, if I say I need to do the sum of two variables, need to do the sum of two numbers, maybe 1 and 2. So what is that 1 and 2? 1 and 2 are integer value. Means that integer values are those that doesn't have a decimal value, they are simply a numbers, 1, 12, 13, like that. Then if we are comparing about the long, it's a long value of maybe about 8 digits. Then when we are talking about the float, these are decimal value like 12.1. Then is a long double, that means a decimal value with a bigger value, maybe 8 or 16. So they have their storage value, so that is 2 byte, 4 byte, again 4 byte, 10, 1, 2, 0. Moving to the next, this is the structure of C++. Like whenever we just want to learn any language, the very first thing comes, how we'll write. So I just showed the structure, but before that we need to learn lot of things. So the very first line over here is #include iostream.h. So this iostream is a header file. Header files are like in every programming language there are some files we have made in which there are some methods stored that are used for studying something or using those methods to print the output, to mathematical calculation, to take the input from the user, or many other things. But for now this iostream is input output stream. It has two methods, that is cout, that is character input, and cin. The next is conio.h, that is console input output. So basically over here you will be using the functions get and clr, that is clear screen, and get, that is basically for the return. Just after writing these two lines, we'll write down the main method where we will be writing the lines of code. So void main followed by these two brackets, then curly braces will open and we'll write down for whatever you want to write down. For example, I want to print a high, so C and out followed by these two. Then whatever you write down, you need to write down in the double quotes. And then ENDL, this is optional. If you want to use print out next thing in the next line, then you can use, otherwise it's okay. Then a get, it works like a return, and the braces are closing. So this is the way. Now variables. So what are basically variables? Variables are that define a storage location that is used to store a data value. Like I told, if I need to do the addition of 1 and 2, so I need to store that 1 somewhere in computer. So I will declare a variable, maybe int p, and in that I will write down p is equal to 1. But what is the data type? Like that 1 is what? It is an integer, it is a float, whatsoever. If it is an integer, I will write down int p equal to 1. So they are saying the value can change. Like if we are using the loops, that will be covering later on also. Now there are some rules for defining the variable. Like right now I said that I will store p equal to 1. So the rule is that it cannot begin with a digit. That means I cannot write down 1p. I can write down p1. And same way, if I write down capital P and 1 and small p and 1, they both are different. Generally we prefer the rule of declaring variables with a small case, or I can say the lower case. And the variable name can be of any length, it doesn't matter, but it should not be a keyword. Keyword means when these languages were defined, there were some words that were used as a part of that language. Like if I say include, you write down #include. That include is a part of this language, so it is a keyword. If I write down cout or void main, these are all our keywords. I cannot use them as a variable name. So this is the main concept of writing the variable. How you can declare? You have to write down data type, variable name, and then so data type, like I want to store 1, so I will write down 1. I know it's integer, so int n. Now if I further want to allocate a value, so it will be data type, variable name equal to value, so int n is equal to 5. Okay, so now we are going to learn about the statements that are basically a type of instruction. So basically there are 5. The very first is declaration, input, output, comment, and assignment. So let's start with the declaration. So over here you can see I have written one code, int x and x equal to 10, and then I am printing cout 10. So 10 will be printed on our screen. So what is input statement and output? When we send the data to the computer through the keyboard, then we say it is input. When it is printing on the screen, then it is known as output. So this is the operator like we use in cout and cin. For cin we use the greater one, cin, and the two greater than symbols, and for cout 2 less than symbols. Okay, now next is the standard output, that is for displaying the output on the screen. So we write down cout, that we have even seen in the very first program, that is in the structure. So cout, I want to print 5, so 5, like for printing high, it has to be written like this. For example, I want that the value and the string to be combined together, so I will write down high, so it is written in double quotes, it will be printed as it is, I will be printed as it is, and this age you have to take it from the user, and years will be printed as it is. Okay, so I just show how you can take the age. So over here standard input is int age and cin age, so you can take like this, and then you can print that the previous one, this line you can print after that, the last one. Okay, so the next is the comment. How you can comment? Comment are basically when we write lot of codes and we want to memorize it for the future, like what we have done in this code, or just for our clarity, like in which variable what is getting stored, or if we write some complex code in normal English we write down. So these are not executed by the compiler, they are just for future reference, and we just are telling that what is the program doing. So if we write a single line comment, we have to use like this, and in between we will write down. Then a multiple line, if there are so many lines we are writing and you want to tell what it is doing in those lines, so in the multiple lines. So int a equal to 5. So example this is, so what it is doing, so in the comment I can write down this store a value of a. But now if it is exceeding more than one line, so in that case this whatever you have written in this, so that time you have to use this. So I hope you like my video. Please like and share my video, and at the bottom you can see the subscribe button. You can subscribe. If you have any queries, you can surely reach out me by commenting on the video. Thanks a lot.